Let's get into it. Yo,
will.
so the football season is almost back in full swing. June is here. July, the Hall of Fame game starts. August preseason. NFL starts in September. So we're right at the doorstep of the next season, ladies and gentlemen. And one of the things that happens after the draft, after June 1st, a lot of things, and throughout the offseason, but right around now, we start focusing on NFL retirements. Who will not be returning to the field? And I'm going to start off with one guy that I am happy to see him go, because he did not. He came to Washington. I hyped him up. I sat there and went to bat for him all last year. Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, you did.
And then he doesn't even last a half for Washington. And this man is out for the whole season. Yet, when the Bills are in the playoffs, him and his son could be in the stands, no shirt on, just kind of dancing and hopping around.
Let it go.
I just wanted a little bit of that, Vince. I just wanted some magic, Vince. All right. God, it hurts.
Did they pay his contract?
Yeah, I believe they did.
Yes, they did.
We pay everybody. As a matter of fact, we're Washington. Wow. Stop the Fitz slander, Sean. I will not. Well, look, I got to shout this guy out. Ivy League guy from Harvard from 2005. For what, 9 teams? Got the Ravens, Bengals, Bills, Titans, Texans.
Guys played everywhere.
Bucks, Dolphins, and then us. He's come all around the league, and I mean, the man can play. He reminds me, and Nick, you'll remember this, a guy that was old school. He reminds me of Steve Deberg.
Not the Atlanta Falcons quarterback, Steve Deberg.
No, Steve Deberg he played for San Francisco right before Joe Montana got there.
Yeah,
a little later in his career.
He was a Falcon, right? I remember Steve Deberg.
He played for what?
Tampa Bay too, I think.
Tampa Bay. Yeah, he played for everybody right before their quarterback that was their career guy.
Right, that was their big quarterback, right?
Yeah, and I kind of likened that to Fitz.
He was a seat filler.
Yeah. But I like that guy. I like him. Hey, shout out to him to what he did. But among these other guys, I mean, we also have to go to Frank Gore. I mean, Nick, what do you think about Frankie, man? He's been around since 2001.
Well, that's the thing. I think people don't realize just how long Frank Gore has been around. This guy's the 3rd leading rusher in terms of yards.
Yes.
Think about that for a moment. Because how long did it take Walter? Walter amassed this thing, from when he came into the league, I think it was like 75 through 87. So Walter had 12 years to amass his. And then, of course, we all know Emmett, Barry retired before he could break it. But I'm pretty sure Barry would have.
Yes.
But then, so Emmitt Smith broke it, which I won't get on my Emmitt Smith soapbox, whatever. Congrats, Emmett. You did it fine. Whatever. But, I don't think, and I've said that, I think I've said this before, because we've talked a little bit about this. Last year when Frank Gore was, trying to get on a team or whatever, I don't think people give him enough credit.
Yeah,
people just said that he was just some kind of bum who journeyman all of a sudden. This guy was a legit running back for years in the NFL,
Definitely.
And I just don't think he got as much praise or whatever, and then recognition. And now people are going, and now people are surprised when you hear like, oh, he's the 3rd leading rusher in the NFL. Yeah, man, this guy's got over 16,000 yards rushing.
Yeah.
In a 20 season, 20 season career. So, I mean, I'm happy for Frank. I gotta assume he's a Hall of Famer.
I think so.
I mean, I don't think so many people would argue that. I think. I mean,
3rd all-time rushing. I think you have to.
If he doesn't make it in, then I really will question the Hall of Fame when you get the 3rd leading rusher not making it. Well. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. But look, to your point, with 16,000 yards, 3rd all time. Then he has 81 touchdowns and a 4.3 rushing average. But he also, if I'm not mistaken, leads San Francisco's all-time rushing list.
He does.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So you have to give this man credit, like you said, Nick. Yeah,
I think Frank Gore deserves a lot more than what he gets, and I understand. Later in his career, he did become kind of all right, hey, let's bring in Frank Gore as a veteran back. You know what I mean? You get that treatment after a while because again, we all know running backs are no longer the premium position in football.
Very true. Very true.
A lot of these guys,
especially not aging running backs.
Yeah.
No,
but also too when you're on bad teams. You don't get that type of recognition. You should.
That doesn't help.
Right.
And let's keep it. Frank was on some bad San Francisco teams.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. And look at where they are now. They've rebounded nicely. So,
yeah.
But and the thing about Frank is he's also not a flashy guy. He is one of those guys that is like a mailman. You can always depend on him to do what he needs to do.
He's a workhorse guy. Yeah.
Exactly. So look, this guy is a baller, a member of the 2010s All-Decade team. 5-time Pro Bowler, and was on one of the greatest college football teams ever, the 2001 Miami Hurricanes team.
Not the Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah, that's had so many Hall of Famers on that bad boy.
Right.
So, hey, Frank Gore, shout out to him. But look, you got other guys. You got Malcolm Jenkins. You got Alex Mack, Big Ben, obviously. But Nathan, the guy that came and had his last little pit stop in Baltimore, Mr. Alejandro Villanueva. How are you? Do you have anything positive to say about this man? Oh, did you freeze up on it? Because,
or are you giving us or you're thinking about walking out? He froze?
I think he froze up. Yeah, no, look, that's crazy. But is there anybody else on this list that you're looking at, Nick, that really strikes you? Like Alex Mack, he's another one that is a solid performer. He's been on a lot of crappy teams, but he's always been able to be the top tier lineman. What do you think?
I think that's it with linemen retiring. When you see these guys who have put in this many years as linemen in the NFL, those guys should be revered because they have experience. You all know how hard it is to block in the NFL. Let's just be honest. The game is geared towards offense, but you need the guys in front to keep the quarterback protected enough to get the ball off or to get the handoff and all that other stuff.
Yep.
So when you lose linemen, guys like this who have been journeymen, like Villanueva. This guy was a great lineman for years in Pittsburgh. Now he's gone. Okay, now you got to find somebody to replace him. Same with Alex Mack. Got to find someone to replace Alex Mack.
Right.
I'm sure Roethlisberger will tell you that Villanueva was a important part of protecting him when he was there.
Very true.
So you gotta respect that, man. And again, there does come a time where you have to hang it up. I know for athletes always tell you it's not the easiest thing for them to do or the easiest thing for them to realize.
Yeah,
but at
I think it shows.
I'm done. Yeah, right. Sometimes it does. You're right.
I think with Big Ben and Alejandro, look, we've seen them have great years. These are all pro guys in their prime. Yeah. But in those last couple years, it was rough. It was rough watching Ben. And look, we can hear you.
Okay,
we got you now, buddy.
Yeah, for some reason it just went out. Like I can hear you guys. It's just for some reason my internet just acting up.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
I know you were. We know you were that upset about Alejandro.
Not Villanueva, you couldn't speak, right?
Right.
You were speechless.
So talk to us.
Take it anymore.
Do you think you could muster up some words about this guy?
I mean, look, Alejandro ran away. Well, first and foremost, I appreciate him for what he did. Had 3 tours of service. I didn't know he was undrafted. He actually was on Philly's practice squad. Then Pittsburgh signed him. I mean, I saw him for 6 years in Pittsburgh. I mean, last year, obviously, we signed him so he could bring some type of stability to the offensive line that was already in shambles. I knew he wasn't the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was a good, reliable offensive lineman. He played. He went out there and he played his damnedest. He really played hard. You hear guys say nothing but good things about him in camp. He was just old.
Yeah.
He's older, especially
his time.
It was just his time. Like when you're getting burnt when you have to have a fullback help you block, that's when you know it's time.
Mm-hmm.
It's time.
There you go.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Hey, it makes sense. But, and look, like you said, it's 3 tours of service. And I think the thing, for all his great play, I think the one thing that, we can all say we kind of remember is during the whole kneel protest that was going on when the Steelers decided as a team to stay in the locker room. He couldn't allow that. And I from one side, they're like, oh, you're sticking with team, this and that. But he is, like you said, 3 tours of service. He is a veteran. He is America first. So that is, and for him to make that stance, it was not the easiest thing for him to do, but he did it. It shows his character. And like you said, he came to you guys, he gave it everything he had. He made the line look, somewhat stable, but there was too many holes to fill in there. So it's going to be quite interesting. Farewell to all these guys. There are a number of other guys. I think Jay Ajayi left. Andre
that
Whitworth.
was a surprising one for me.
Jay
Ajayi was still young enough to catch on somewhere, maybe.
Yeah, I think the injury and also too, they were messing with. He had a really hard time fighting for his money.
Is that what it was?
I think he just recently was awarded $8 million. Got an insurance settlement. So, because remember he tore. I think was it 18? He tore his ACL.
Yeah. I know he had an injury, but yeah. I just thought, maybe again being a younger guy, you try to bounce back but maybe, like you said, he got his $8 million. He figured, let me go do something else. Well, I continue with this when I can do something else.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. There are some other guys. Like there's another guy out of Pittsburgh, Stephon Tuitt. Who just retired after 8 years.
That was shocking.
Last year he sat out because if I'm not mistaken, Ash and Sid, if you're in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong, but his brother passed away. I don't know.
I remember that.
Might have been cancer, something like that. So he sat out because of that, and then we're kind of speculating, and that's one of the reasons why he decided to kind of hang it out.
Really, I could see that.
Yeah. So he definitely had some solid years in Pittsburgh. Was definitely a part of that.
Illustrious deep rush defense.
Oh yeah, him and Cam Hayward in there, the Smash Brothers. So he will be missed. He will be missed. Farewell.
Also, shout out to Sam Cook, punter.
Right out of the Baltimore.
Yep.
How many years? Talking about the singer from the
60s.
Right? Cupid, drop back your bow and never mind. All right,
it was 2006. So was that 6?
Good old Sam Cook.
Nate, yeah, Sam, the original Sam Cook. Not the original.
It's like, would you two old mother flowers get back to football already? Stop interrupting with soul singing. Right.
Oh, one more. Shout out to Coach Romeo Cornell. He retired today.
Right.
Did he really?
Coaching. Yeah, Romeo retired.
Wow. Shout out to him.
Yeah. I forgot about that. I read that this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, he was on there. He was a senior advisor for football performance within Houston.
Yeah.
So is that what that was his last assignment?
Yeah, it was the last.
I would have retired too then.
Hey, but you're still getting paid though. But
Houston's a mess, bro. That's another show for another time.
But 50 years in the league,
in the NFL,
and then football. I mean, he's been around football most of his
all his life, pretty much. Yeah.
So shout out to him.
He played as a kid, right? And
yeah.
Romeo's he seemed like a good dude always. So I never heard anything bad about Romeo. I mean, obviously his head coaching job wasn't great, but then again, when you're on a team
one of those guys on that tree,
right. So he got his chance. It didn't go well. This happens.
There you go.
What could you do?
So shout out to all these guys that have retired. Man, hope retirement treats them well. Another guy that should be on this list, but decided that I don't want to retire because I like throwing.
Oh man! Oh, here we go.
Wow.
He should be on this list.
Can you let it go?
But I digress.
We've been trying, right? I've been trying to get him to let that go. He gets
on me about calling the Las Vegas Raiders, Oakland.
I do not. I care less if you call them that. All right, but I will not let this go. That trophy is a sacred. You know what? We're not. We're going past it. We're going past it. Thanks for watching. If you like that clip, be sure to check out the other great content from the Let's Talk Football community. And as always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when more great content like this becomes available.